Hello everyone. In today's lesson, we'll be doing the homework solution on common factors. This homework was provided in the part 1 of common factors on the series on factorization. So I hope you have watched the part 1 on the common factors. So let's begin. Question 1 said 3x squared minus 9x cubed. So first, let's deal with the numbers. So what is our common factor or the greatest common factor in terms of numbers? So we can see the smallest number is 3. 3 can go into 3 once and 3 can go into 9 3 times. Therefore, our greatest common factor is 3. So we pull out 3, but we still have x, right? So our x appears in both of them as well. So what is the greatest common factor in terms of x? So in the lesson, we said that we need to pull out the alphabet with the smallest power. So what is the alphabet with the smallest power? In other terms, which x has the smallest power? X to the power of 2. Therefore, we pull out x to the power of 2. Open the bracket. So now we go to the first term. 3 is already there, x squared is already there. So we do not need to write anything. So what do we times 3x squared? To get 3x squared, anything we times by 1, you get itself. Therefore, we times by 1 and the sign is minus. Now we got 3 here and we got a 9 here. How many times does 3 go into 9? 3 times, correct. So you got 3. And how many times does x squared go into x to the power of 3? Here we got to the power of 2, here we got to the power of 3. How many x are we missing? 1. Therefore, we simply have x here. So our final answer is 3x squared 1 minus 3x. Let's move on to question 2. Now, question 2 says 10p squared minus 5p cubed. So we can already see p is our greatest common factor here, right? Because p appears in both. Now, we have numbers also. So let's deal with numbers first. Which one is the smallest number? 5, right? 5 can go into 5 once and 5 can go into 10 twice, right? Therefore, our greatest common factor is 5. So we pull out 5. And then in terms of p, we look for the smallest power. The smallest power of p is 1. Therefore, we pull out p. But q is not common. Therefore, we just open the bracket. Now we move on to the first one. We have the numbers. So 5, how many times does 5 goes into 10? 2 times. So we got 2. Now here we got 1 power and here we got the second power. So therefore, how many p's are we missing? 1, because 2 minus 1 is 1. So there is 1 p missing. And the sign, which is minus. We already have the 5, so we do not need to write the 5. And here we already got the p, so we do not need to write the p. The only thing we are missing is q. Therefore, the answer here is q. So the final answer is 5p into the bracket 2p minus q. Let's move on to question 3. Question 3 says 7x squared y minus 133xy squared. We can already see x and y are our greatest common factors. But in terms of 7 and 133, what is our greatest common factor? First, both are odd, so there should be a common divisor, right? But first, let's try with the 7. So 7 goes into 7 once, right? Because 7 times 1 is 7. Now, how many times can 7 go into 133? That's 19, right? Because 133 divided by 7 gives us 19. So 7 can go into 133 19 times. So our greatest common factor in this term is 7. And in terms of x, we take the smallest power, which is x to the power of 1. So it's x. And in terms of y, we take the smallest power, which is y. So we write a y. Open the bracket. In the first one, we already have the 7. We do not need to write it again. And the x, we got 2x here. And here we got 1x. So how many x are missing? 1. So we write 1x. And in terms of y, y is already there. So we do not need to write. And the sign is negative. Now, how many times does 7 go into 133? It goes 19 times. So we got 19. In terms of x, we got 1x, 1x. We do not need to write it again. Here we got 1y, here we got 2y. So we need to write 1 more y. So we got a y here. So therefore, answer for question 3 is 7xy into the bracket x minus 19y. Let's move on to question 4. So in question 4, looking at the numbers, what is our greatest common factor? Let me remind you again, guys. In this topic, if you do not know your tables properly, you might be having a trouble solving this. So please make sure you know your tables properly. So go and learn your tables before doing the solutions, because learning your tables will help you. Or if right now you are doing the solution, then try referring to your tables. Have a paper where you have written your tables next to you, and then refer to them when you are doing this. So what is the greatest common factor, or other term, what is the greatest number that can go into 3 of them, right? It is 6, as we can see, because 6 can go into 18 3 times, and 6 can go into 12 2 times, and that's the greatest it can go, right? So therefore our greatest common factor is 6 in terms of numbers. And in terms of A, we know that we need to select the one that has the smallest power. So what is the smallest power here? A to the power of 1, therefore we write A. And in terms of P, what is the smallest power? P to the power of 1, so we write P, open the bracket. Now we got a number here. How many times does 6 goes into a 12? 2 times, so we got 2. And then here we got A to the power of 1, here we got A to the power of 2. So how many A's are missing? 1 A is missing, so we write A. Now in terms of P, how many P's we got here? P to the power of 1, P to the power of 1, we do not need to write that again. Plus, now how many times does 6 goes into 6? 1. As I said, if you have 1, you do not need to write it down. Now how many times does A go into A? A and A, that's A to the power of 1, A to the power of 1, so we don't have to write that. Here we got P to the power of 1 and P to the power of 2. So how many P's are we missing? 1 more. So we write P in the middle, minus. How many times does 6 go into 18? 3 times. Here we got A to the power of 1, here we got A to the power of 2. How many A's are missing? 1. So we got A. Here we got P to the power of 1, here we got P to the power of 2. How many P's are missing? 1. Therefore we got P. So the final answer is 6AP into the bracket 2A plus P minus 3AP. Let's move on to the final example. Now question 5 has its first term as a negative number. As I said in the part 1 of introduction of common factors, I said that if you have a negative number in front, you need to pull that out as your common factor. So first we are going to pull out a negative, then we move on to the alphabets. Now we got A squared in A, the smallest power is to the power of 1, so we pull out A. And now in terms of B, the smallest power is B to the power of 1, so we pull out B. Now we open the brackets. So now here we got negative, but we don't have any number, right? So we just write 21 as it is. So there is a negative sign, we don't need to write anything here, right? Then we move on to A. So A we got to the power of 1, and A we got to the power of 1, we do not need to write that. But B we got to the power of 1, and here we got to the power of 3. How many B's are we missing? 2 more, because 3 minus 1 is 2. So B to the power of 2. Now we got a plus here. Again, if you haven't watched the part 2 on multiplication of integers, go and watch that. There I've taught you how to multiply signs to get to your final answer. So what do you times minus with to get a positive answer? You times with a minus, right? Then you don't have any number here, so you write 12. Now A, here we got A to the power of 1, here we got A to the power of 2. How many A's are we missing? 1, therefore A. And here we got B to the power of 1, B to the power of 1. So we do not need to write anything. Now negative. So what do you times negative with to get a negative? A positive. So negative times positive gives you negative. Now there is no number, so you write a number. Here we got 1A, 1A, 1B, 1B. So we do not need to write any alphabet. Therefore, this video's last question's answer is minus AB into the bracket 21B squared minus 12A plus 3. I hope all your answers to the homework solution were correct. If not, don't lose hope. Go and watch the video again and see where you have made the mistake. Take down the notes and make sure you practice more and more. If you need more examples, please comment down in the comment box below so I can upload more videos with more solutions. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends. Until next time, stay safe and study.